Have you ever felt like there is more to your life than what you are currently experiencing? Have you ever looked at yourself and thought, I know I can do better, I know there's more in me, but I just don't know how to bring it out? That's the problem we are going to solve today. We are going to tell potential is one of the most misunderstood words in human life. When most people hear it, they think of achievements, of success, of things already done. But potential is not what you have accomplished. Potential is what you are still capable of doing, but have not yet released. It is the hidden capacity, the dormant power, the untapped ability that lies inside of you. Think about a seed. In your hand, it looks small, insignificant, almost unworthy of attention. But within that seed lies a forest. The seed is carrying trees, fruits, shade, and even the possibility of feeding generations. Yet none of this is visible on the surface. It all remains trapped inside unless the seed is placed in the right environment and cultivated. In the same way, every human being carries something greater than what can be seen at first glance. You are more than what you have done so far. You are more than what people think of you. Inside you lies greatness that is yet to be revealed. The challenge is that many people live and die without ever discovering what is locked inside of them. They measure their lives only by their current circumstances, their present struggles, or their past failures. They judge their future by the environment they were born into or the opportunities that were denied them. But potential does not operate by the conditions around you. It is governed by what God has already deposited within you. It is not what you have or where you come from that defines your potential. It is who you truly are on the inside. This is why some people can rise from poverty to influence, from obscurity to global impact, from rejection to leadership. They chose to believe that there was more within them than what life had shown them so far. Potential is not measured by what is visible today. It is measured by what is possible tomorrow if you maximize what you have. Think of an athlete. When you see them running in a race, you may be impressed by their speed, but the coach looks at them and says, you could still run faster. That's the nature of potential. It always points beyond your current reality. No matter what you have achieved, no matter how far you have come, there is still more in you. The tragedy of life is not death. The tragedy is living a life where your potential is buried within you, never discovered, never exercised, never realized. The danger of misunderstanding potential is that it causes people to settle. When someone achieves a certain level of success, they begin to believe that they have arrived, that they have reached their peak. But potential has no peak. It is limitless because it is connected to the eternal source of creativity and ability. You cannot exhaust it. Just as one seed can produce an entire orchard, one idea, one gift, one talent can produce generations of impact if it is cultivated. Settling is the enemy of potential. Comfort zones are where potential goes to die. As long as you stay where you are, convinced that you have done enough, you lock away the greater possibilities that could still come through your life. Another danger is comparison. Many people never discover their potential because they are too busy measuring themselves against others. They look at what someone else is doing and assume that because they do not have the same talents, opportunities, or achievements, they must not be capable of greatness. But potential is unique. Just as no two seeds produce the exact same tree, no two individuals carry the exact same assignment. You were born with something original, something personal, something specific that only you can release. Comparing yourself with others blinds you to your own abilities. It distracts you from what is within you by making you chase what belongs to someone else. Understanding potential requires a shift in perspective. You must begin to see yourself not just for who you are today, but for who you could become tomorrow. You must believe that what you carry is greater than what you see. This is why potential always requires vision. Without vision, you will only live for the present moment, reacting to life instead of creating it. Vision allows you to see the forest while still holding the seed. Vision gives you the courage to invest in your hidden abilities even when no one else recognizes them yet. Vision drives you to step beyond fear and limitations because you understand that there is more inside you waiting to be released. Potential is also a responsibility. Whatever is inside you is not meant to die with you. The books you never write, the businesses you never start, the songs you never sing, the innovations you never release, the dreams you never pursue, these are all part of the wealth of potential buried in cemeteries all over the world. The graveyard is the richest place on earth because it holds the unfulfilled potential of countless lives. To understand your potential is to take responsibility, not to let your gifts and abilities die within you. It is to commit yourself to the process of discovery, growth, and manifestation so that when your time on earth is done, you will have emptied yourself of everything you carried. Potential is not optional. It is your destiny calling. The fact that you were born means there is something in you that the world needs. The fact that you are alive means there is more to be done, more to be given, more to be revealed. You may not see it fully right now, but that does not mean it is not there. Just as the forest hides within the seed, your greatness hides within you, waiting for the right season, the right choices, and the right discipline to bring it forth. Potential is like raw material. It is the unshaped, unfinished resource that lies within you. But raw material is useless without a purpose. You can hold a block of marble in your hands, but until a sculptor envisions the statue hidden inside, the marble remains just a block. Purpose is the blueprint that unlocks your potential. It gives direction, meaning, and focus to what you already carry. Without purpose, potential remains dormant. It lies unused, misdirected, or wasted on things that do not matter. The question is not whether you have potential. The question is whether you understand why you exist and how that purpose aligns with what is inside you. Every product in the world is created with intent. Before a manufacturer builds something, they already know its purpose. A car was designed to transport people. A pen was designed to write. A chair was designed to support. If you misuse a product, not only do you frustrate yourself, but you also damage the product. The same is true of life. You were created for a purpose, and your potential is the equipment to fulfill that purpose. When you live without knowing your purpose, you misuse your potential. You either underuse it, abuse it, or waste it. Purpose protects your potential from being scattered in meaningless directions. Purpose gives birth to passion. When you know why you are here, energy rises within you that no one can manufacture. People who lack purpose wake up tired because they see no reason to live. People who understand purpose wake up inspired because they know their life is not an accident, it is an assignment. That awareness fuels their potential. It pulls out creativity, resilience, and strength they didn't even know they had. Purpose awakens potential by providing it with a target. Just as a bow is useless without an arrow, and an arrow is useless without a target, potential without purpose has no impact. Purpose also provides clarity. Many people are confused because they are trying to live by other people's expectations. They are chasing jobs, careers, and lifestyles that the society says are important, while ignoring the deep cry within their own hearts. They may even succeed in those pursuits, but success without purpose is still failure because it is the fulfillment of the wrong assignment. Purpose simplifies your life. It filters out distractions because once you know why you exist, you can say no to what does not align. You no longer waste time competing with others because purpose gives you your own lane. Potential is maximized when it is focused, and focus comes from clarity of purpose. Another power of purpose is that it brings fulfillment. There are countless people who have wealth, fame, influence, and achievements but still feel empty. The reason is simple: they are living outside of their purpose. Accomplishments may impress people, but they will not satisfy your soul if they are disconnected from the reason you were created. Purpose is the only thing that can give meaning to your potential. It transforms what you do from a job into a calling, from work into worship, from effort into destiny. When you operate in your purpose, your potential flows naturally. You don't have to force it. It feels like alignment, like being in rhythm with who you were always meant to be. Purpose also produces perseverance. When you know why you exist, you can endure almost anything. Potential is never unlocked without pressure. Diamonds are formed under pressure, and so are people. But what keeps you from quitting in the face of challenges is not talent or skill, it is purpose. Purpose convinces you that the fight is worth it. Purpose tells you that your pain has meaning, that your struggles are shaping you to release what is inside of you. Without purpose, struggles feel like punishment. With purpose, struggles feel like preparation. Purpose does not come from human opinion. It is not defined by culture, society, or even your own ambition. Purpose is discovered, not invented. Just as no product decides its own use, you do not decide your own purpose. You uncover it by seeking the one who created you. This is why many people are frustrated. They are trying to define themselves by achievements, money, relationships, or status, but none of these things can reveal your true purpose. They can only distract you from it. Real purpose is eternal, and it is tied directly to the potential that was placed within you before you were even born. Understanding your purpose is what makes the difference between living and merely existing. Two people may go through the same struggles, but one comes out stronger because they see their pain as part of their purpose, while the other collapses because they see no meaning. Two people may have the same talents, but one impacts generations because they direct their potential toward their purpose, while the other wastes it on distractions. Purpose is the compass of life. It points you toward the destination for which your potential was designed. When you discover your purpose, you begin to make sense of your potential. Your gifts, your talents, your passions, even your struggles all begin to align. You realize that nothing about you is accidental. The abilities you carry are not random. They are intentional tools for the fulfillment of your assignment. This is why you cannot afford to live without purpose. Potential without purpose is like a river without banks. It may look powerful, but it will eventually become a flood that destroys rather than a stream that gives life. Your purpose gives your potential structure, direction, and impact. One of the greatest barriers to unlocking potential is not the lack of ability, but the presence of limiting beliefs. These invisible walls exist in the mind, shaping how a person sees themselves, their future, and what is possible. Many people are not trapped by chains around their hands or feet, but by chains wrapped tightly around their thoughts. The prison of limitation is built by lies, fears, and doubts that keep potential locked away, untouched and unexpressed. What you believe about yourself determines how far you go. And the truth is, Most people live below their capacity, not because life demanded it, but because their beliefs convinced them it was the only option. Limiting beliefs often begin in childhood. Words spoken over you, environments you grew up in, and experiences you went through begin to shape an internal dialogue. Perhaps someone told you that you were not smart enough, that you did not have what it takes, or that success was reserved for others. Maybe circumstances reinforced that lie, and because of repeated failure or rejection, you began to believe it. Over time, these beliefs formed invisible ceilings, convincing you that there are limits you can never cross. You start to settle for less, not because less is all you can achieve, but because your mind has been trained to believe more is impossible. Fear is another major contributor to limiting beliefs. Fear whispers that if you try, you will fail. Fear says that stepping out is too risky, that change is too dangerous, that pursuing your dreams will expose you to ridicule. Fear convinces you that safety is found in staying where you are, even if where you are is uncomfortable, unfulfilling, or far below your true ability. Fear does not need to chain your body, it only needs to paralyze your thoughts. The moment you accept fear as truth, you have already surrendered your potential. Comparison feeds these beliefs as well. When you look at others and measure yourself against their achievements, their talents, or their opportunities, you may begin to shrink in your own eyes. You start believing that you do not measure up, that greatness belongs to them, but not to you. This is a dangerous deception because potential is never about being like someone else. It is about becoming who you were created to be. The comparison trap blinds you to your uniqueness and convinces you that because you cannot do what someone else does, you cannot do anything meaningful. In reality, comparison is one of the greatest thieves of destiny, stealing confidence and replacing it with insecurity. Culture also reinforces limiting beliefs. Society often sets standards of what is possible for people of certain backgrounds, genders, or social classes. Generations are trained to believe that they cannot rise beyond what history has already shown. These cultural boundaries can become mental strongholds, making people accept mediocrity as destiny. But culture does not define the limits of your potential. Just because no one in your family or community has gone beyond a certain level does not mean you cannot. Every generation has pioneers, people who break the mold, who defy expectations, who prove that potential is greater than environment. The most tragic thing about limiting beliefs is that they often disguise themselves as truth. They sound logical, they feel familiar, and they blend so deeply into your identity that you stop questioning them. You tell yourself, this is just who I am, or this is all I can do. But those words are not truth. They are cages. The first step to breaking limiting beliefs is to recognize them for what they are. Lies that keep you from expressing what is already inside you. Until you confront these lies, you will never release your full potential. Breaking limiting beliefs requires a transformation of the mind. The battle for your potential is fought in your thoughts. If your thinking is small, your life will remain small, no matter how much talent you possess. If your beliefs are limited, your actions will be limited, even if opportunities surround you. The mind is the gateway of potential, and only when the mind is renewed can the fullness of what you carry begin to emerge. This is why people with less talent but greater belief often achieve more than those with great talent but small thinking. Belief fuels action, and action releases potential. When you begin to challenge limiting beliefs, you start to expand the borders of your life. The walls that once seemed immovable begin to crumble. You realize that many of the barriers you thought were external were actually internal. You thought it was lack of resources, but it was really lack of belief. You thought it was lack of connections, but it was really lack of confidence. You thought it was your environment, but it was really your mindset. The moment you shift your beliefs, you shift your reality. Potential cannot be unlocked in an environment of doubt. It thrives in an atmosphere of faith, confidence, and courage. This does not mean you will never feel fear or doubt again, but it means you no longer allow those feelings to dictate your decisions. Breaking limiting beliefs is about choosing a higher truth over the lies that try to define you. It is about daring to believe that there is more in you, even when circumstances say otherwise. It is about stepping out of the prison of your own mind and realizing that the door was never locked in the first place. Potential is not a guarantee of success. Potential is possibility, not reality. You can have unlimited ability within you, but if you do not commit yourself to the discipline of development, that potential will remain dormant. Just like a seed cannot become a tree unless it is planted, watered, and cared for, your potential will not manifest unless you cultivate it. Discipline is the bridge between what you could be and what you will become. Many people admire the idea of greatness, but few are willing to embrace the process required to achieve it. The truth is, potential demands responsibility. It demands growth, commitment, and consistency if it is ever going to be revealed. One of the greatest deceptions of life is thinking that talent alone is enough. Talent may open doors, but discipline keeps them open. Talent can give you a moment of success, but discipline sustains it for a lifetime. Look at any successful athlete, musician, leader, or innovator, and you will see discipline at the foundation of their journey. They did not just rely on natural ability. They trained, practiced, studied, sacrificed, and pushed themselves beyond comfort. Their potential was the seed, but discipline was the soil that allowed it to grow. Without discipline, potential dies as a wasted opportunity. Discipline is not glamorous. It does not always feel exciting or enjoyable. In fact, discipline often feels inconvenient, difficult, and even painful. It requires you to wake up earlier than you want to stay longer than you feel like, to practice when no one is watching, and to keep going when others quit. But discipline is the price of unlocking what is inside you. You cannot expect to reach greatness while living a life of ease. Every achievement worth having is born out of consistent effort and sacrifice. The comfort zone is where potential is buried, but discipline is what forces you to step out of it and grow. Discipline also involves focus. One of the reasons many people fail to develop their potential is because they scatter their energy in too many directions. They try to do everything at once and end up doing nothing well. Discipline is the art of saying no to distractions and yes to the things that align with your purpose. It is about narrowing your focus so that you can invest your energy where it truly matters. Just as a magnifying glass can concentrate sunlight to start a fire, discipline focuses your life so that your potential produces impact. Without focus, your abilities remain diluted and ineffective. Another key aspect of discipline is consistency. Potential is not developed in a single day. It is developed through daily habits. What you do repeatedly shapes who you become. Small, consistent actions over time lead to massive results. The challenge is that many people quit too soon. They plant the seed of their potential, but give up when they do not see instant results. Discipline teaches you to stay committed even when progress seems invisible. It teaches you to trust the process, knowing that every effort is an investment that will eventually produce a harvest. Consistency is what turns potential into mastery. Discipline also requires humility. To grow your potential, you must be willing to learn to be corrected and to improve. Many people fail because they believe they already know enough. They refuse to study, to practice, or to receive feedback. But discipline is the willingness to be a student for life. It is the decision to continually sharpen your skills, expand your knowledge, and stretch your abilities. The moment you stop learning, your potential stops growing. Humility keeps you open to growth, and growth is the pathway to greatness. Sacrifice is another dimension of discipline. You cannot unlock your potential without giving up certain things. You may need to sacrifice temporary pleasures, social approval, or even comfort in order to pursue your calling. Discipline forces you to prioritize long-term rewards over short-term gratification. It helps you to endure the pain of today for the promise of tomorrow. Every breakthrough is built on sacrifice, and every life of impact is marked by the things a person was willing to let go of in order to reach higher. Discipline is also about structure. Potential needs systems in order to grow. You cannot just hope for greatness. You must organize your life in a way that supports it. This may mean creating routines, setting goals, building accountability, or managing your time wisely. Without structure, even the greatest potential will be wasted. Discipline provides the framework that keeps you aligned with your vision and ensures that your daily actions move you closer to your destiny. It is important to understand that discipline is not punishment, it is training. Just as an athlete trains their body for strength and endurance, discipline trains your mind, your habits, and your character for success. Discipline is not about restricting your life. It is about positioning your life to maximize what is within you. It prepares you to handle opportunities when they come and to sustain success when it arrives. Without discipline, opportunities can actually become dangerous because potential without preparation leads to failure. Ultimately, discipline is the proof of your belief in your own potential. If you truly believe there is greatness inside you, you will be willing to do the work required to bring it out. You will not waste your time, your energy, or your gifts on things that do not matter. You will value your potential enough to protect it with discipline. Potential by itself is a promise, but discipline is what transforms that promise into reality. Would you like me to now craft the conclusion of the entire script that ties together all 4 keynotes in the same motivational style? Potential is the hidden treasure placed within every human life, but it does not reveal itself automatically. It must be discovered, understood, and cultivated. We began by learning that potential is not what you have already done, but what you are still capable of doing. You carry inside of you a forest of possibilities, abilities, and greatness waiting to be released. But that potential can never be realized until you understand the power of purpose. Purpose gives your life meaning and direction. It is the blueprint that tells your potential where to go, how to grow, and what to achieve. Without purpose, potential becomes wasted energy scattered on things that do not matter. Yet, even when you know your potential and understand your purpose, you will face obstacles in the form of limiting beliefs. These lies, fears, and doubts create invisible walls that keep many people from ever stepping into their true capacity. To unlock what is within you, you must break free from those mental prisons, refusing to let fear or insecurity define your destiny. Once you begin to think differently, you begin to live differently, and your potential starts to manifest. Finally, we discovered that potential requires discipline. It is not enough to dream or to believe. You must act, train, and commit yourself to the process of growth. Discipline is the bridge between possibility and reality. It demands sacrifice, focus, and consistency, but it transforms hidden ability into tangible results. So the call today is clear. Do not let your potential remain buried. Do not live a life that settles for less than what you were created to be. Step into your purpose, break the chains of limiting beliefs, and embrace the discipline required to grow. When you do, you will unlock the fullness of what has always been inside you, and the world will be changed because you chose to release it. Would you like me to also polish this entire script into a ready-to-speak motivational speech format with pacing cues and emotional emphasis, like a preacher, style delivery, so it feels exactly like a live stage message about how to unlock your true potential, the hidden greatness that has been waiting inside you all along?